Well, we're back again. My mum knocked the wire out, so the internet went down. So I'm just quickly sharing the new link so that people get it.
But maybe just drop the link or the other link on you can do is its own individual post.
Does he not think I know how to run my own page? Jesus. Right, so back to kitting up. So we've already gone through how I use the post-it notes, chop them up to the miniature notes, and then basically what I do from there is I go for the next diamonds in the row. So the next diamonds in the row are actually these big containers, which is 310. So what I do is I take the lid off, each one of these, and I'm probably going to have to use a big baggie as well because there is that many, although you probably should be surprised how much these boxes will carry. So if I just simply start snipping the ends and pouring them in, I count them as I go, and then we'll know how many fit in. So these are the big bags. These are the 1,000 bead bags. Small ones are 200. These ones are 1,000. Just so that anybody knows when they get a kit and they receive these big bags, don't worry, the bead will be accounted for. Like I said, these are 1,000 bags, not 200s. So that's 3 so far, and it's probably about half full, I'd say. Yeah, it's definitely 3. So in goes the 4th one. And then the 5th one. Oops. And the 6th one. So as you can see, at 6, it does get quite full, like more full. I'll probably be able to put one more in that. So we'll see. So that was 6. Now that's 7. And that is quite full. Oh. Diamonds have escaped because they were stuck to my hand. It wasn't the fact that it was actually overflowing. Now with this box, you could actually leave it like that as the clip-on side there. So that's, you see, there is a little bit of room in there, but not enough that you'd fit a diamond in there at all. So I'll stick another sticker on here. There you go. Let's get it off. And then we draw the symbol on it. Now you can obviously get a label printer for this. And yeah, it would probably be miles easier, or even a printer. But doing it this way just saves you a bit of money. Don't have to worry about the printer not having ink, or not having the labels for the label maker, or out like that. So what you do is just stick your label on, Draw the symbol. And then we fit 7 in the large box. Let's see whether we can do it again. So, number 1. And then number 2. Should probably cut that a bit bigger. And they just flown out a bit there. No, you don't have to worry if one escapes when you're bagging them up. That is one thing I have definitely for sure learnt with these paintings. They always give you plenty. Now, not obviously every company does. I have heard a lot of mixed reviews. But I know personally with this company that I use, and I use a lot, and have used for over 2 years. So you do get enough. If I've ever had a problem with missing drills, it's always been simply solved as well. So I do have a good trust level with this supplier. So that's 3. Maybe it's 4. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, you fit 7,000 beads in one of these big containers, which personally, that's better than I've seen. The bottles don't hold that much, but they are nice, them bottles, because they're in a suitcase. So they're more protected than these boxes. But at the same time, these boxes I just find are a little bit handier. Now, I do sometimes have trouble opening the box, and the tip I was actually told was get your ruler and use your ruler and pop it under. So I'll show you that in a minute, because I know a lot of people do actually have trouble opening the boxes. See there, one of the beads escaped. Now that won't really be an issue, but it's on the paper so we can put it in. So I'm just flattening it out now, because there's like a little groove there that you want to make sure is clear, because if there's a diamond stuck in that, it just won't shut the box. And when you go and lay it down, all your diamonds go everywhere. Now you can tell I'm talking from past experience. So that's that. And there's the clip. And if you have trouble with it, if you can get something that's flat. Now, my ruler's quite a bit bigger, because I like this 60cm ruler for keeping straight edges. But even this works. So what you do is you just pop it under the lid. Like that. And then pry it apart. And that was just so much simpler than trying to struggle and losing some of your beads all over the place. All because you can't open the boxes properly. So keep a handy 15cm ruler near you at all times if you struggle with these boxes. And I know a lot of people do. I myself sometimes do. So really, I should take my own advice and get a 15cm ruler, because it would probably be useful for a lot of other things as well. Now, when I start my actual kits off, as I like to mainly do square, even with the circle drills though, I'd start my diamond painting off with a ruler. Because once you put the ruler and line the... Oops, sorry, I've got something in my mouth. Once you line the ruler up with the edge of the painting, and you put the first bead on, you can tell what the difference is between the ruler and the line, and you realign it up if there's obviously a gap. If there's not a gap, carry on. Now, I normally tend to do it line a row by row when I first start, just to get the first row in, and I tend to start on the bottom, and then I carry on a row up from the bottom, so then there's 2 rows complete. And then I do the 3rd row, just because the first row, if you just left it as your first row and then moved your ruler and then tried to place diamonds next to it, it'd move for sure. quite easy to move the beads. So what I personally do, I don't just do the 2 lines, because I even find sometimes, even when you just do the 2 rows, you can find even then, you can, if you're a little bit rough-handed or you have a wobbly hand, which a lot of the time I do, you can wobble 2 rows worth of beads. So I do the 3rd row just to be that little bit extra safe. And then if I'm doing a painting, I tend to do the bottom 3 rows and then this side 3 rows, and then work from the bottom to the top, just because that way you're working on a right angle. So any beads that you put on from this way or that way, they're going to snugly fit in, and you'll keep that straight line throughout the painting, as long as the beads are good quality, that is, as well. So that is just a tip there for anybody who's starting off, or even those advanced people that don't use a ruler. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't. I personally like it just because it gives me a guide, as I don't see things straight, really, to be honest. It always seems like it's on the left or wonky to the right. So I'm just about filled this large 3rd container of 310s, and I'm going to show you how many more beads I've still got left. So I'm definitely going to have to use a big baggie. And yet again, I'm that clumsy, I'm spilling them all over the place. And he's squishing into place, I think. Yeah, maybe there's a little bit too much for that one. I'll open the baggie up now. Just 2 seconds, let's get it out for you. No, I'm alright. I'm just going to do it on YouTube, because it's like you said the other day. To be honest, my YouTube's where really, to be honest, this sort of thing wants to be more of. So that actually people realise that this is going to become a regular thing. And like, obviously for now, I'm obviously only kitting up the kit here. But there are going to obviously be videos of me doing this kit. And then from then on, because this order is actually, if I can get it done, it'd be appreciated to be done by Thursday, so that the lady it's been given to is actually coming down to see us. So if I can get it done by then, she can take it home with her, and she can also take her son home with her. And then that way it doesn't have to go through the post. So I was going to do my first live videos as my stickers, like I said in the sticker video, if you've watched it. But unfortunately, this one seems to have sort of fallen in my lap. And it was, if I'm going to be honest, the painting that I want to do next as well. So it has quite luckily worked out for me, really. I love doing the other custom from this company. And I've got a custom underneath, again, for the same lady. But that one's actually going to be her gift for herself. And I'm not too keen on it. But obviously I'll get it done, as it's an order. But these kits here, I actually really have enjoyed doing. So to be honest, I'd rather do it again. I'm just going to quickly get myself a bag, because that's going to overflow very quickly. So yeah, when you're doing this, if you can get yourself a little bin sorted up near you, or a bag, I'll just hang mine on there. Oh. It's not going to hold on there, is it? There we go. So yeah, I'm just going to empty that, because there was a lot of packages in there, and I don't want it overfilling and making a mess. So we're still on the 310s. And last big bag, and then the 3 little ones to go in there, which I tend to fold them up around each other and then cut the top off, and then that way you can pour all of them in at the same time. I'll show you that a bit closer in a minute. So just because that won't fit in the box, well, it will. I'll put it underneath the boxes possibly, so that way it doesn't get lost or end up in my spares because it's in a bag rather than the box. For now, I'll just put it like that. Always make sure you remember to put that symbol on because it's very important, especially for your painting. So we've got another one, 352.
If you can, take a photo of what you're kitting up because I'll add it as a thumbnail video afterwards.
Right, just 2 seconds then. Oh, my phone's died. I'd need your phone. We've got someone watching. Well, 2 people. So I'm just going to quickly take a picture for the thumbnail. If you didn't hear what my partner was saying. You sure yours is even on? Yours isn't even on. So I'll do that in a minute when it's actually turned on. So you put the bead in the box, cut the label up, and then that way you can put the code on the box somewhere with it. And then put the lid on. This actually has 310 on. Sneaky. Must have been put in there from the last kit. So put that on the top. And stick your silver tape. And stick it down. And then the symbol. One thing to do is if you like me and you buy this sticky and you do cut them up, make sure you always check which side you're actually writing on. Because I tend to actually write on the non-sticky side, basically. But you want the sticker, not the cover. Yeah, again, talking from experience. You could always just chop them up as you needed them. That way you could tell whether you were writing on the sticky side, or you could even write the symbol and then just cut it up around the sticker. If you get, I just prefer to cut mine up so that I know I've got plenty ready to go, and especially if I'm doing it live for you all, because as you can see, it is a lengthy process as it is. Never mind having to cut them up as you go along. So yeah, you just do this for every colour until they're all done, really. It's a shame you can't like speed along live videos so that you're not just doing the same stuff over and over again. But plenty of people have asked me to do it, so it must be needed. I know there's a few new members to my group who have only just started diamond painting, so this might be useful to them. Always remember your symbol. every time I try and put the tip away without a symbol. And there goes the sellotape. So this one was the music note. I think I'm doing it on the right side. Can't really tell. Maybe this is why people buy the pre-cut ones already. So that way they don't have to fiddle with which one's which. Can you get back to that lady for me, please? Just because I'm doing this. She's just asking about. So that is number 9 and the music note. Now, what I tend to do with my box is if they don't fit, I just tend to move on to the next one. I know it leaves a lot of gap, but that way it just keeps them all in order. I know I could have placed them there, but I don't know, maybe a bit of OCD in me, but I like to just keep it in order like the actual inventory is. I also love the kits when they come with an inventory sheet because that goes into a logbook. And at some point I'll actually show you how I'm doing my logbook. I've got a few sheets that actually need adding to it, so I'll also upload that at some point. So when you have a double pack like this, rather than just chopping it and trying to fit it, I just fold it and then cut it, and then that way they're all going to fall out at a similar rate and, well, basically in the box, not all over the place, as these containers aren't very long. So that's just the way I do it. You don't have to, but I find it's just a little bit easier to do it that way, as I know where the diamonds are going to go. So has anybody actually been up to anything decent today? Because there's 2 people watching. If you're there and you'd like to speak, say hi. You don't have to. Just the fact you're watching is appreciated. Was that just that lady applying? Yeah. So I actually, if there's any excess hanging off the box, I tend to cut it off because I don't want it sticking to any of the other boxes or sticking over the lid so I can't open it and the diamonds going everywhere. See, what do I mean? Always do your symbol, Emma. Like, can't stress it enough. So this one was moon, crescent moon. To be honest, your symbols don't have to be perfect. Like, mine aren't always perfect. That's my attempt of a moon. It doesn't look like a moon, it looks like a backward C, but as long as they look similar to the symbol, you should be alright. I've never mixed it up just on my own symbol. But it is, like I said, if you're not that comfortable writing them out, or you just prefer a label printer, or even your own printer and your computer, you probably could find all the symbols on the computer somewhere, and you could just print out a massive sheet and just use that and sellotape them on, rather than making yourself these little stickers. Or I do know a lot of people recommend the Exxon label printer. I don't know if I said that right. I'll try and find a link and post it on the group for any of those that actually are interested in that. There are obviously other label printers out there. I just know that one has been recommended to me quite a few times by numerous different people. It's shaped like an X. It's purple. I'm sure you can get it in different colours. But yeah, it's just a figure like that. You put your label sticker in it and then it prints out the label rather than you having to struggle trying to do the label yourself. Yeah, sorry about this being in 2 parts. The internet got knocked out, obviously, as it always does when you're doing something live. So unfortunately this is in 2 parts. Hopefully it'll just be 2 parts. And then the label. To be honest, this is the lengthiest part of your diamond painting, in my opinion, because when you actually do the painting, I know the paintings can take some time, like a long time, but you at least feel like you're getting somewhere quite quickly. Whereas when you're boxing and kitting up your box kit, it's just, it takes ages and it's so repetitive. Should be like a free service out there. I know someone on one of the groups I was in was joking about how he loves to kit up, so he wouldn't mind setting up a kitting up service. To be honest, I've done that many kitting up now. I could do with that service, to be honest. Send him a box, send him your drills, and he'll do it up for you and then sends it back. But that's getting a bit lazy though. And the thing is, if he hand printed labels, who's to say you'd be able to read them? I know not plenty of people won't be able to read mine. I don't know why I just did that. I had scissors right next to me. Force of habit, I guess. Just move it over, make sure it's stuck down, and then that way you're not going to get it muddled up with anything else. And then the double music note. And there's another one done. So we're actually starting our 3rd column in our box now, because the 2nd one's full. To be honest, I don't know why I've not already clipped my hair back. That's one thing. If you have long hair, I do suggest you get, and it doesn't always get all your hair out your face, don't get me wrong, but I like to just clip the top bit back. You see there? I like to just do that. And then that way, the back just keeps itself out of the way because of the weight. Whereas the front, like when you're leaning down, see what I mean? It's not as in your face. Don't get me wrong, if you wobble like this, it does. But, you know, for just DP and it keeps it out your face. Definitely worth getting one. I know I bought mine in town. I think it was something like body care maybe, and it was only maybe £1 for free. So anything to tie your hair back is definitely worth having, or else you end up with your hair stuck to the canvas. And I've done that plenty of times too. And it's not the easiest things to get off either, even with tweezers. So I'm actually on number 13 at the moment. and it has 57 colours in total. So we are going to be here a while. But as long as people are learning, I don't mind sharing. So if you are watching and you would give us a thumbs up, we appreciate it. And you could always share it if you think it'd be helpful to any of your friends or family who diamond paint or are thinking to start in diamond painting. That would also help the group out and my YouTube out a lot, to be honest, as I am quite new at this. So, like I said, label. This time I remembered. Like I said, the more you do this, the more you'll get used to it, and the more you'll actually be able to do it quicker. But obviously, I haven't been diamond painting for a bit whilst I was running my group and actually trying to start getting everything up and running. So I've only just recently come back to it. For about the last 6 months, I haven't actually managed to do much diamond painting at all. I managed to do a panel of a 4 panel, and that was small and circle, and that's the only reason I managed to get it done. So now I'm just sort of trying to ease my way back into it. But no matter what, I know I love this hobby. It's kept me entertained for a few years, any longer than any other hobby, for definite. And I've met some good friends through it, so it's always worth trying. And maybe one day we will be able to diamond paint along together as a group with a few of us on in the future, maybe. I am reaching out to people to see whether they'll be interested in doing it with me. So if you are interested, just PM Pixies Productions or M Jones on Facebook, and I'm sure we'll get it sorted. See how many people we can get in the group to do it. You don't have to. If you want to watch, that's fine. You don't have to video. You don't have to be in the video either. You can always just have it pointed at whatever you're doing. I just thought, as I've never done an unkitting box, just thought it'd be nice to sort of be able to see me and see what I'm doing. Makes it a little bit easier to understand and take it in a bit better. But yeah, again, that's only my personal opinion. So this is another sticker. There we go. So I'm going to have to struggle with it. One thing I do suggest is, even if you're not going to kit up the kit straight away and put it in the boxes or bottles or baggies, whatever you use to actually kit your kit up, I do suggest the day it arrives to check that every drill is there, because I do know that if you leave it so long after, I think it's 60 days, the guarantee on your product actually runs out, and they expect you to actually pay for the missing drills. So just make sure you do check your kits when they turn up, as it's easier to sort out if there is missing packets of drills sooner rather than later. When you do your inventory sheet, always make sure you tick it clearly, so that way if there is any missing as well, you can send the pictures to the supplier and prove, even though you shouldn't have to prove yourself. They do like to see evidence that it's missing, and they tend to send it out, but not all of them do. If you do have any problems, or you do want to buy some drills, extra ones, I'm thinking about listing them on Pixies Productions kits and accessories page if anybody is interested. I'm not too sure. So number 60, 360, another little tiny one. Just 2 seconds. One thing I do encourage anybody to do whilst kitting up, have sweets on standby because it's very boring. I'm smart, I know that. I unwrapped it underneath the table and put it in my mouth and didn't see. Yeah, YouTube's a bit funny about what you do and don't show, so can't tell you what I had. Show you what I had. But if I was you, definitely have something on standby that you can munch on, because it does take a long time. And it's not like you can do it whilst watching TV. Well, I can't. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that do it in front of the TV, but multitasking really isn't my thing. So I like to just full on concentrate on what I'm doing. Having an occasional sweet doesn't really mess my concentration up. So, whereas if I was watching something, there's a fat chance, or a big chance even, to any people that don't understand my way of talking, that I'm probably going to forget what I'm doing, and I'm probably going to start watching the movie or the program rather than the kit. And we all know what happens then. You seriously need to pay attention to what you're doing when you're kitting up, or else the whole picture could end up looking wrong just because you didn't pay attention. So that's not my next one. Which one's my next one? 738. Oh, that says 758. 738. Yeah, always make sure that you check them, because they always print them in the shiny, different colours. This one's not too bad. This one's just shiny gold. So on some of them, it's quite clear, like, say, for instance, that. You can see what that number is, can't you? Quite clearly. But then on some of them, they do it on the crinkles. Like, you can see, but you've just got to make sure. Double check them figures. Always double check. So just remember to cut that DMC code off the package. I do. Not everyone does. I personally do. And then I put it on the top and then sellotape it. The reason I do this is because, yeah, I probably will have the infantry sheet when I finish. Yeah, the canvas also has the infantry. But by the time that it comes to actually putting the drills away, I've probably cut the infantry sheet up and put in a logbook. Yeah, I could probably access. But let's be honest, when you're wanting to put away drills, you don't want to be finding all this other information. when you had it in the first place. So that's why I cut the package up and put it on the lid, so that when it comes to putting it away, I know what colour they are, what code it is, and I know which drawer it goes in theory, when I sort my drawers out. I need more tubs. There's way too many colours in this diamond bead industry painting. 447 to be precise. And I have to find a better way to store it. Although saying that, I did speak to my friend today, and she was going to a friend's house, which meant packing up her painting, and she found a box container, and the container was about this big and about this wide, and it was great. She fitted about, I think she said 30, maybe 20. We'll say 20 to be safe, but I'm sure it was more like 30 Tic Tac containers in it, 5 pens, and the trays. It was just so smart, son. So at some point, if you wanted to know what I'm on about, hopefully she'll be posting pictures in the group. So head to Pixies Productions 5D painting group, and you will see what I am on about. But for legal reasons, I can't say the exact product out loud, as I am not getting pulled. I'm meant to be doing the symbol, and I'm there looking for my next colour. Sorry guys. And so that wasn't exact, right? It's more like filled in. I don't know. It'll do. I bet that confuses me. Yeah, it will. But I just rewrite it out and don't be lazy. Like that. That. That's the best part about these, is if you do the symbol wrong, you can just chuck it away. Get a new sticker and retry it. You don't have to be perfect, like I said. You just got to sort of resemble what it's meant to, so that when you look at your canvas, you sort of know what it's meant to be, rather than trying to search, oh, what's this symbol, what's that symbol. So 174, 754. I did have these all neat, but then I had an issue setting up the camera, as you do, so they're a bit muddled. When I check my inventory sheet when the product first arrives, what I tend to do is I tend to get all the beads out, and I tend to do it on somewhere clear like this, and try and put them in order before even ticking anything off my sheet, because that way, once they're in order, when you pick them up off the table once you've ordered them, they should be in order in your sheet. It's just a quick way of double checking yourself, really, I find. And that way you know for definite that all your beads are in the right order, and you're going to symbol them the right symbol as well. Now that was an actual message. I know the difference between my things. So this one's number 1. Good old Donna sharing the link, even when she's at a match with a family. She still can't help. She still can't stop helping out. Can't get my words out today. So I might just quickly put you in Zoom so that you can actually see what I'm doing closer up. Now, if I remember rightly, it was the middle button. I do it to that, and then hopefully move you down. There we go. Now you can actually see the beads a bit better in the containers. So I'll actually start doing it a bit here, so you can actually see. What's my next number? 758. So I've got the single box here. Doing it all out with you. So I'm just cutting the label up. Put the lid on. Can't find the sellotape end. I hate it when you can't find that. Squeaky cat. Hello, Donna. Baseball. I knew it was some sort of match. I did just drop your name. I noticed you shared our link to our video. So thank you for that. Really appreciate that. How's the match going? You're actually in the grounds now. I wonder whether she's still there or she popped in. Oh no, she's still there. There's 3 people. So who's this? Who's the quiet one just watching away? Eh? Because now I'm on. And then Donna's just watched, which was upped it to 3. Give us a sneaky thumbs up if you could, Donna. Appreciate it. That's if you can on your phone. I don't know. Hi, Dick. Smiley face. You don't speak much, do you? Smiley face. Oh, oh. So that didn't stick down, and it's not sticking down again. There we go. And that one's symboled. So we are now on number 20. We are getting somewhere very, very slowly, guys. Very, very slowly. But that, in all honesty, is the kitting up process. Move them over because we won't need them yet. They're the bigger containers. Remember to do everything into the shot, Emma. Oh, Donna might have gone. Footy might have started. Someone disappeared. $7.60 is our next one. So chop it. Pour it. Put the lid on. Cut the cord. And then find the sellotape, which is always the problem. Now I did, like you saw before, have it attached to the desk. Now, normally I do that and don't have an issue. But for some reason today, I think it's because the heat, this sellotape is just not wanting to stick down even on the boxes. So I've never had this issue before either, and I use sellotape all the time. So my theory is it's the heat. It's got to be. It's the only thing that's different. So anybody that's watching, if you wouldn't mind, would you like to comment any sort of video that you'd like to see up next? Any suggestions? As I'm always willing to do new content. Anything new I'd like to do. So this is the next one. Cut it. And then make sure you cut the DMC code. I'm trying to do this all in shot for you. Thought it'd be better if you can actually see what I'm doing rather than just me, my video. Put the lid on like that. Number on. Oops. It fell off. Don't you hate it when random things just fall? You've been in place for ages and then you just fall. Scares me half the time. And then we need the sticker. What way does that go that way? Put that there. See that yet? And the sticker just goes there. And you can tuck it over. That's another one done. Facebook. I had it up because I didn't want to seem rude, just in case anybody was writing to me over it, just for business, obviously reasons. It's like you said, to be honest, probably could just mute it. You're on there anyway, dealing with people, so it's not like they aren't getting dealt with. So that's some 2 packets. So we've not actually tried to fill one of these small boxes yet. We've just not found the right code, have we? Right amount of bags. I think, to be honest, I think you can put 3 or 4 in them. My guess would be in them littler containers. I'll show you now once I've got the lid on it, so I'm not going to spill anything. So yeah, in them, I think you can get about 600 or 800 in. At some point we are going to try it. There are large packets here. So, and there's no harm in pouring it in one container, finding out it doesn't fit and pouring it in another, is it? To try and test something out. I'll actually take it out of that mode. Because it's probably easier, isn't it? That one's probably better, isn't it? Actually. Probably went in one too far. mean, the only thing is you might want to be